those of you just coming on, good morning. This is your gentle flow and stretch class. We're using the playlist Ganesha in the Moon GW/D. And we're going to get started on our backs. If you have a support to place underneath your back, just leave it there. It's not necessary, so if you don't have one, don't worry about it. Turn this down slightly. And then once you're down on your back, you might bring the soles of your feet together, your heels in towards your sits bones, and let your knees hang comfortably open. Now, if that's too much for your low back, go ahead and press your feet forward or bring your feet down with your knees pointing up to the sky. So just find a space, something that feels like it's opening up for you. And then your hands could be out to the side body with your palms facing up. And then go ahead and close down your eyes. Relax your brow. Wiggle your jaw from side to side. And allow for your collarbones to open as you draw your shoulder blades slightly underneath you. And this will bring your heart space just a little bit higher. And then here we begin to set the tone with our breath. So this is a gentle practice. However, for those of you working pranayama, working breath work practices, you might find samavriti pranayama appropriate here, which is your even breath. The inhale and the exhale match both in duration and intensity. Or maybe it is your ujjayi pranayama, and it's a little bit more dynamic. You seal the lips lightly, draw the inhale through your nostrils. Let your rib cage expand in all four directions. And then you exhale through the nose, draw your navel in and up, and empty out your lungs. Whatever works for you. Take a few more rounds of breath. On your inhale, expanding and opening, filling up. And on the exhale, deflating, closing back down with the lungs and emptying. Inhale. And exhale. Now make sure you're at the very bottom of your breath out. Complete that exhale before you take your next breath in. Now, if you have anything underneath your back, so if you have a block and you're taking the supported heart opener, you'll bring your knees up and plant your feet on the ground first. And then press into one elbow and just roll over to remove the block out from underneath you. And then we all come back flat on the earth, bend your knees and bring your feet to the ground. Now your hands can rest on your belly or down to the side body. Relax your shoulders back and down. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, turn your face to the right. So maybe your right ear comes all the way down to the ground. The chin is neutral, so not coming too far down towards your shoulder to start, right? And then you inhale, come back through center. And exhale, roll your left ear to the ground, look to the left. And then just take this a few rounds, side to side. Match your breath to your movement and just slowly wake up your neck. Even it out from one side to the other. And then come back into center. Just let your gaze go straight above you. And now turn your knees from side to side. Windshield wiper out your knees. And then you might incorporate the head again. Knees to the right, left ear to the ground. Nose and knees to center. Exhale, knees to the left, right ear to the ground. Just take a few rounds just like this. If it doesn't feel good, if you're not into it, just stick with one or the other. There should be no pain. Take your last round. And then come back into center. Hug your knees in towards your chest as you exhale. And then just rock side to side for a moment, creating this little ball with your body, but leave your head and your shoulders down. Now let your left foot come down to the ground. Your knee is still bent, and really hug your right knee in towards your chest. And kind of stir your right thigh bone around. This is where your strap is going to come in handy, or your towel, whatever it is that you grabbed. And then loop the strap around the ball mound of your right foot. Keep your left leg, so like your left knee is bent, but don't let it splay out to the side. Keep your left foot flat. Now draw your right thigh in towards your chest. Good. Relax your shoulders back and down. You could choke up on the strap a little bit more. Allow for your right heel to lift towards the sky as you soften your shoulders from your ears. Low back is flat. Now you could inhale, take a soft bend to the right knee, and on the exhale, lessen the bend. It doesn't have to go all the way straight. Now take both ends of the strap into your right hand. Let your left elbow come down to the ground and your left palm is on top of your left thigh. Take an inhale. And then let your right leg open to the right as you exhale, trying to keep both hips on the ground. You can turn your face to the left. Good. Now if it feels right, you could take your left knee out to the left, so you're kind of opening almost back into like what feels like the butterfly legs of your groin and your inner thighs. Take one more inhale. On your exhale, come back to center. So right foot to the sky, left knee pointing straight up. Now extend your left leg long and allow for your left heel to rest down on the ground. Take both ends of the strap into your left hand. Your right arm comes out like half of a capital letter T, palm face down. And draw your right leg over to the left as you look to the right. It doesn't have to come all the way down. You're going to feel this around the IT band. And you might feel it in the low back, but hopefully in a good way, right? There's no pain here. And then you inhale, come back to center. Release the strap from your right foot. Hug both knees into your chest. Let your big toes come to touching and your hands to your kneecaps. Roll your shoulders back and down. And as you inhale, open up your knees. Draw circles on the ceiling so you take your knees in all four directions. And as you exhale, you draw them back through center. They come together. So you inhale to open. Try to keep your big toes touching. Exhale to close. And so you're rotating the ball and socket joint of your hips here. It's also going to move into your shoulders and your elbows, maybe your wrists a little bit. And then take them in the opposite direction. Match your breath to your movement. Take your last one and hug your knees in towards your chest. Now keep your left knee, your right foot comes down to the ground with the knee bent. Hug your left knee in, you might stir the thigh bone around. Go in the opposite direction if you did. And then find your strap or your towel, loop it around the ball mound of your left foot and extend your left leg straight up. Now to start, you want your right knee to be straight, right? So your right foot is really pressing down all four corners. And you just slowly walk your hands up your strap towards your left foot and draw your left thigh in towards your chest. You might kind of demi-flex your foot so that the left heel is lifting more than the toes. Will intensify what's happening on the back side of your leg though. So just know what you're doing so you know what you're doing. Good. Allow for a little bit of heat to build there. Draw your thigh in a little bit closer. You could inhale, lessen the bend. Exhale, straighten just a little bit. So the inhale, you bend a little bit more. And then you exhale, straighten. It doesn't have to go all the way. Now you take both ends of the strap into your left hand. Right elbow comes down to the ground, and then your right palm rests on your right upper thigh. Take an inhale, relax your shoulders. Exhale, take your left leg out to the side body. So now you're getting into the groin, the inner thigh. Try to keep both hips flat. Your right hip's going to try to lift, right? That's why your right hand is rooting you down. And then only if you truly need more sensation, so you got to be really honest with yourself, then you would roll to the outer edge of your right foot and let your right knee splay open. But if you move into that and you automatically or immediately realize that it's not for you today, just slowly back out. It's all good. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, come back to center. Left foot to the sky, right knee points straight up. Now straighten your right leg and let your right heel come down to the ground. Both ends of the strap into your right hand and your left arm reaches out to the side body, palm face down. Take an inhale. And then let your left leg cross your body to the right as you exhale and you turn your face to the left. Good. Just keep breathing in and out. And then you inhale, the left leg comes back through center. Release your strap, hug both knees into your chest as you exhale, and then find a happy baby. Peace fingers to the big toes or hands to the inner or outer arches of your feet. And just rock side to side, y'all. Nice and slow. And then bring your knees together. Slide your hands behind your thighs. We're going to take just a couple of rocks and rolls forward and backward. If you're dealing with any neck or upper back pain today, you might just roll up and find your seated position instead of doing the rocking and the rolling, because that might exacerbate anything that's going on for you, right? And then when you've taken your last one, cross your feet at the ankles. We're all going to meet in our box pose. So stack your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists. Your knees come underneath your hips. Spread your fingers out wide and press down into the webbing between your thumb and your forefinger. Now on your inhale, soft belly down to the ground. Lift your chin and lift your tail. On the exhale, arch your upper back. Dome out your shoulder blades. And then tuck your chin. Inhale the belly down. Your heart starts to press forward as you lift your chin. And then exhale, belly up. Navel to your spine. Inhale the belly down. Eyes of the elbows point forward. And then exhale, belly up. Press the earth away and tuck your chin. Now you can stay right here if you want something a little bit more. Start to move around in your circle. Get a little snap, crackle, pop. You could also even start to kind of bend and melt around and through the elbows, the shoulders, right? So find something that feels good for you today. It does not have to be what you always do. If you're new to all of this, you might just kind of be following along, and that's fine. It's great. And then slowly come back into center. Now keep your left hand down, but reach your right arm up as you inhale. Gaze follows your right thumb. And then weave your right arm underneath the left and come down to your right ear, your right temple, as you exhale, your right shoulder. And then reach your left arm forward. Or you can wrap around the small of your back in a half bind. Just breathe here. And then slowly let your left hand come down to the mat. Inhale, reach your right arm up to the sky. And then exhale, right hand comes down to the ground. Inhale, lift your left arm up. Keep your neck long and relaxed. And then exhale, slide your left arm underneath the right. Come down to your temple, your ear, your left shoulder. Reach your right arm forward or wrap it around the small of your back. Half bind. Notice if your right shoulder is jerking up towards your right ear and see if you can relax it down away. Good. Slowly release your right hand back down to the ground. Root your palm into the earth. Lift your left arm up as you inhale. And then your left hand comes down to the ground as you exhale. Curl up your toes. Press your palms into the ground. Inhale. Now lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog as you exhale. Hips high, chest in towards the thighs. Good. And then take an inhale, soft bend to your knees as you look forward. And then exhale, step your feet to your hands, as many steps as you need to take. Inhale to a halfway lift. Your hands could even be on your blocks or on your shins so that you get a long, strong spine. And then exhale, dangle down, grab opposite elbows and just be right here. Let the crown of your head reach down, your shoulders soften away from your ears. And then notice what's happening in your feet. Are you rolling to the outer edges or to the inner edges? Or are you rooting down through your foot equally, right? Ideally, it's option C, right? So you're not rolling out or rolling in. Then maybe you kind of sway side to side. Good. Now let your fingertips dangle back down towards the ground. Completely exhale. Keep your feet about hip-width distance apart and then roll all the way up as you inhale, one vertebra at a time. Relax your shoulders back and down. And then reach your arms up as you inhale. Lift your chest. Lift your gaze. And then let your right hand drop down between your shoulder blades as you exhale, and your left hand will find your right elbow. So the back of your skull is kind of resting in towards your right forearm, the soft side. Lift your chest, lift your elbow as you inhale, and then hinge to the left as you exhale and get a little stretch through the right tricep. Your gaze might go softly underneath your right arm, it's fine. Just make sure that you're not doing anything that feels bad in the neck. Good. Slowly release, reach both arms to the sky. Exhale, left palm down in between the shoulder blades. Right hand finds the left elbow. Lift your chest. Inhale. It's a little hinge to the right as you stretch your left tricep on the exhale. Relax your jaw and your eyes. Inhale, reach both hands back to the sky. On your exhale, let your hands come down by the side body. Roll your shoulders back and down. Now inhale, reach your right arm out and up. And as you exhale, your right fingertips will find your left temple, right? So you might just stay right here. If the neck is not injured, maybe just a little stiff, you're going to inhale to lift, and then exhale, let the weight of your fingertips draw your right ear towards your right shoulder. Now, no pulling, pushing, or pulling. It's just like a natural gravitational draw. Your right fingers are just serving as a baby weight. Relax your shoulders back and down. Let your left shoulder specifically release away from your left ear. And then you inhale, release your fingertips at the same time as you lift the crown of your head high. And then exhale, both hands down. Inhale, reach your left arm out and up. And then let your left fingertips find the right temple. Relax your left shoulder down, right shoulder down. Inhale to lengthen. And then exhale, just let the weight of your left hand draw your left ear to your left shoulder. But watch your right shoulder as it tries to creep up towards your ear. Relax your shoulders back and down. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. Good. Take an inhale. It's a very soft release of your fingertips as the crown of your head reaches back high and your hand down as you exhale. Now roll your shoulders back and down a few times. And then go in the opposite direction. Good. And then you inhale, reach your fingertips high. Keep your feet hip width distance apart. And then exhale, forward fold, chest to your thighs. You can take a bend to your knees. Now inhale, halfway lift, crown forward, tail back. As you exhale, take your right hand down and make an equilateral triangle with your feet and your right hand. Bend your right knee, straighten your left leg, and take your left hand to the small of your back. Good. Now you could stay right here, just checking out, what your hips are doing. You could reach your left arm up to the sky. Gaze would follow your left hand if it feels okay for your neck. If it doesn't, you just look to the side or you look down to your right hand. It's all good. Take one more inhale. Left hand to the ground, straighten both legs, forward fold as you exhale. Inhale to your halfway lift. Now your left hand replaces the right. Bend into your left knee. Straighten your right leg and take your right hand to the small of your back. Open your chest to the right. You could stay right here, or go ahead and reach your right arm all the way to the sky. Gaze could follow your right hand, or look to the side, or look down. Breathe. Take one more inhale. And then dangling forward fold as you exhale. Let your hands come back down to the ground. Come all the way up to standing as you inhale. Reach your arms out and up. Now on the exhale, open your arms out to a T. And then internally rotate your upper arm bones. Now you could grab opposite elbows behind your back. We've done some opening of the chest, the shoulders, the neck. You could take your reverse prayer hands, right? So whatever feels better to you. And then lift your chest. Good. Now root down into the four corners of your right foot and step your left foot to the back of your mat. Both legs are straight to begin with, right? So just a little balancing practice here. Lift your chest, right? So you could also be right here, holding onto your elbows. Lift your chest. Pull the belly in and up. Good. And then just inhale right here, lifting. I only want you to come halfway down as you exhale. So hinge with your chest. Lean it forward, just enough to get your right hamstring to fire, right? And then release your hands down to the ground. Bend into your right knee and slide your left foot back so that you can soften your left knee down to the earth. Good. Now from here, I'm going to slide my joints are a little crackly and out of whack right now. So I'm going to go ahead and take a towel underneath the left knee. And then from here, on the inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Root down into the four corners of your right foot as you exhale. You want your right knee to track the heel or the ankle. Now reach with your fingertips like you mean it as you inhale. So you want to feel the ribs lift up and off of your hips. So you're creating length in the side body at the same time as you pull the navel in to support your low back. And then on the exhale, open arm twist to the right. Just reach your right fingertips back, your left fingertips forward. Stay for a full breath. Now you could stay right here or take an inhale. Right hand to the small of your back, lift your left fingertips. If you have anything going on in your back or your neck, I would say to just stay with the open arm twist and don't come here. Lift your chest, reach your left arm up and over. Good. Take one more inhale. And then your left hand down to the ground as you exhale. And then reach your right arm up to the sky. Nice and slow. Gaze follows your right hand. And then keep pressing down into all four corners of your right foot. Nicely done. Now you could stay right here. Or you could reach back, oh Lord, and catch your left ankle with your right hand. My quads are tight today, y'all. You could also roll to the outer edge of your right foot. That actually decreases the quad stretch for me, so I stay with my right foot down and my right knee forward. And breathe. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Open your collarbones. Now it's a very soft release of your left foot down to the ground as your right arm reaches up and over. And then let your right hand come down to the inside of your right foot. Now you might shift this forward and backward a couple of times. Kind of get out of your right knee and feel some sensation in your right hamstring. Good. And then slowly come back forward. And you could come down to your forearms or your blocks. Or if you have a bolster, you could slide a bolster underneath your forearms right here to bring the ground closer to you. This is also a place where you could roll to the outer edge of your right foot and let your right knee splay open if you're needing to get into your groin a little bit more, the inner thigh area. Good. That's a very soft release to come back to center. Lift your chest. Take an inhale here. And then press back to child's pose as you exhale. Big toes to touching. Knees out to the side edges of your mat. And let your chest come down to your thighs and your forehead down to the earth. Now you can roll your forehead from side to side. And then you inhale, press up into your box pose. And on the exhale, lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. Inhale to bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step yourself to the top of your mat. Inhale to your halfway lift, flat spine. Pull your heart forward, your tail back. Exhale, chest to your thighs, drop the crown of your head down. Inhale, come all the way to standing. Reach your arms out and up, look up. Exhale, drop your right hand down in between your shoulder blades again. Now, you have the choice to take your left hand to your right elbow, take that same stretch, or you could take your towel, your strap, or if you don't need one, drop your left hand down, internally rotate your left upper arm bone, and then really reach your left fingertips up to find your right fingertips for your Gomukhasana arms, right? So whatever it is that you need, we're just going to work the shoulder opening from a standing position today, right? So lift your chin, allow for your shoulders to open. You can really focus on this here when you're not having to focus on the hips, the knees, or anything else going on in the lower body. So just let your upper body respond to whatever is happening, right? Keep breathing nice and deep. And then you take a slow release. Let your right fingertips reach up, your left fingertips reach down. And then maybe you kind of swim your arms out for a second, right? Get some rotations in your shoulders. I will be frank. That one is very challenging for me with my joint issues and stuff like it. It's just that one is tough. So feel it out. Once more. Left hand reaches up and drops down in between your shoulder blades. Right hand finds your left elbow. Take the stretch. Or if you want to go deeper, your right arm reaches out, internally rotate your upper arm bone. And I'm going to be honest here as well. I used to skip this one all the time, every time they offered it, because I hated it, right? And so now I've got to really make myself do whatever variation is available to me, which is usually not the hand grasp. But instead of sitting it out and saying it's not for me, I find even if it is the most basic variation, if it's the one that I can do, I do it and I hold it and I breathe. So remember that. This is baby steps, y'all. Pull the pit of your belly in. Lift your chin slightly. Take an inhale. Softly release. And then maybe you swim your shoulders and your arms out. Roll your shoulders as well. Good, y'all. Now inhale, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, fold yourself down. Release your low back. Maybe you heel toe your feet a little bit closer together. Inhale to your chair pose. Bend your knees, sit your hips low, reach your arms high. Exhale, open arm twist to the right. Take your right fingertips back, your left fingertips forward. We're not staying for a very long time. If your neck is bothering you, just look forward. Inhale, rotate front and center, arms high. Exhale, open arm twist to the left. Right fingertips forward, left fingertips back. Good. Inhale, front and center, stand up nice and tall. Exhale, let your hands come down to heart center. Now if you're dealing with any neck stuff or upper back, maybe you just look side to side. Otherwise, take an inhale. And then drop the chin towards your chest as you exhale. Relax your shoulders back and down. And then roll your right ear towards your right shoulder. Let your chin come back down towards the chest. Left ear to left shoulder. And then the chin back down towards the chest. Just take a few rounds to release out of your neck, especially after Gomukhasana arms, right? And then even it out from side to side. Come back to center. Lift the crown of your head. Open your arms out to a T. Internally rotate your upper arm bones and either grab opposite elbows behind you, which is perfectly fine, or take your reverse prayer hands if you want to. Palms together, fingertips reaching up in between your shoulder blades. Open your chest. Root down into the four corners of your left foot. Now step your right foot back into like your pyramid legs, right? So I like for my toes, my right toes to be very slightly out. Left toes, left knee are at 12 o'clock. Pull the pit of your belly in and up, and then open your chest. Now slowly root down into the big toe ball mound of your left foot as you hinge your chest forward. Good. And look down towards your left toe. Take one more inhale. Release your hands down to the ground. Slide your right foot back and bend into your left knee as you exhale. And let your right knee come all the way to the earth. So you want to stack your left knee over the heel or the ankle. Feel that stretch through the front side of your right hip and your right quad to begin without having done anything else. And then inhale, reach your arms up overhead and then settle in for your exhale. Press down into the big toe ball mound of your left foot. Good. And track your left knee over your heel or your ankle. Now inhale, reach your fingertips high like you mean it. And on the exhale, open arm twist to the left. Take your right arm forward, your left arm back. Roll your shoulders back and down. Open up your chest, pit of your belly in. And then let your left hand find the small of your back. The right arm reaches up. Stretching now through the right psoas, the front of your hip, but there's no pain or compression in your low back, so pull the pit of your belly in. Good. Take an inhale. And then your right hand comes down to the ground as you exhale. Lift your left arm up to the sky. Stack your shoulders. Gaze follows your left hand. Good. Take one more inhale. You can drop your left hand back and catch it. Oh my goodness. Your right ankle with your exhale. Some people do flare out the left knee here. Again, I keep my left knee stacking because whenever I open up through the hip and the inner thigh and all of that, I lose what's happening in the right leg. So I stay right here. Whew. And then as a very soft release of the right foot down, the left hand comes up and over, drops to the inside of the left foot. So we start off with the palms on the ground, the shoulders stacking over the elbows and the wrists, and your left knee is at 12 o'clock left toes as well. Heart pulls forward, inhale. You could shift it forward and backward a few times to get out of your left hamstring, to also find some fluidity in your hip joints. Wherever you go, keep the pit of your belly pulled in and up to support your low back. Good. And then you come back forward. And then you could come down to your forearms, your blocks, your bolster. This is where you also could roll to the outer edge of your left foot. Flare open your left knee. Some people take the crooked monkey variation from here for the quad stretch. So just breathe and find feeling, right? I think that's what we all need right now, is to find some feeling. Slowly bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Lift your chest. And this time, step your left foot back. Tuck your toes underneath you. And take a tuck-toed child's pose. Hips to your heels. The arms reach forward and your forehead is down. You can close down your eyes. As you breathe in, you know you're breathing in. And as you breathe out, you know you're breathing out. Now slowly lift and shift forward so that you can take the tops of your feet down to the ground and come back into your child's pose. You can roll out your wrists, go in both directions. And then when you're ready, slowly lift up, cross your feet at the ankles, sit back on your heels, and extend your feet forward. Now you could use your strap here if you choose for Paschimottanasana, your seated forward fold. So extend your legs long, and then reach your arms up overhead, but take a bend to your knees. And as you exhale, melt your chest over your thighs. So your hands find your feet, or your strap loops around the balls of your feet. Roll your shoulders back and down. Lead with your chest. And breathe here. You get to close down your eyes, relax your brows. There's an internal rotation here for your thigh bone. You slowly begin to lift up. Now leave your left leg extended long and bring the sole of your right foot towards your left inner thigh. And you want to press the sole of your right foot towards the inner thigh, make contact, and your left leg is straight out in front of your left hip. As you inhale, reach your arms high, let your ribs lift. And on the exhale, fold over your left leg for Janushirshasana A. You could use a strap or not. Relax your shoulders, chest to your thigh. Ideally feeling this in your left hamstring, your right hip, and your right low back. And slowly lift yourself back up. Bring your right knee up to the sky. The sole of your right foot is down on the ground. And then cross your right foot actually over to the outside of your left thigh, but root your right foot down. And then your right hand is behind your right hip. Inhale, lift your left arm to the sky. Left leg is active. And then exhale, just twist to the right. You could hug your right knee in and lift for a more gentle variation. Or for something a little bit deeper, your left elbow goes to the outside of your right thigh. Open your chest and gaze to your right shoulder. And then you inhale, gaze to the front. Exhale, drop your hands to the left for a little counter twist here. Come to center, unravel your right foot, let the right knee fall out to the side and bring the sole of your left foot to meet the right foot. So you're in your butterfly legs. You could scoot your heels closer to your sits bones if you choose. Cup your feet with your hands. Inhale, lift your chest, roll your shoulders back and down. And then exhale, fold forward. Keeping a long, strong spine. There's no pain whatsoever in your knees. And then you inhale, slowly lift yourself back up. And on the exhale, extend your right leg long and take the sole of your left foot towards your right inner thigh. Reach your arms up overhead. Your right leg is directly in front of your right hip. This is your inhale. And then exhale, fold over your right leg. The knee can be as bent as you need or want, right? So now feeling this through the right hamstring, the left hip, and the low back on the left side. And then you inhale, lift yourself back up nice and slow. Left knee points to the sky, and then you'll cross your left leg over to the outside of your right thigh. Root down both sits bones, left hand behind your left hip. And then reach your right arm up to the sky as you inhale. The choice is to hug your left knee in as you twist, or to hook your right elbow to the outside of your left knee, your left thigh. Careful with your left elbow. Lift your chest, open your collarbone. Breathe. And then you inhale. Take your gaze to the top of your mat. Exhale, drop your hands over to the right. Inhale back to center. This time as you exhale, make a bigger diamond with your legs. So bring your feet together, the soles of the feet together. Your knees hang comfortably open. But this is a much bigger diamond than in your traditional butterfly pose, right? So instead of traditional Baddha Konasana. And then if you have a bolster or something like that, you want to lay it down in between like your feet and open out wider and have it, the short end come up into the inner thigh, the groin, and the opposite short end be between your feet. That's totally fine. It's not necessary. Otherwise, bring the soles of your feet together and slowly drape yourself down. And maybe your kind of forehead finds your heels. And it's okay if they don't, right? It's all good. Just meet that direction, right? So some of you might even have a block right here in between the legs, and rest your forehead on your block. I want you to release out of your low back. That's all I'm looking for here. And you're also going to feel it in probably in your groin and your inner thighs and your hamstrings. I mean, that's all connected to your low back, right? And slowly, maybe with a rounded spine this time, walk yourself back up. And then bring your feet to the ground with your knees bent. Walk your hands back behind you. You might scoot your hips a little bit closer to your heels. Walk your feet out to the side edges of your mat, and then windshield wiper your knees from side to side. And then come back to center and roll down one vertebra at a time, taking your time. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins and rock side to side for a moment. And let your feet come down to the ground about hip width distance apart. Knees and toes are at 12 o'clock. Hands down next to your hips. And then inhale, lift your hips up into the sky for just about 3 breaths. Just one bridge pose. Think of squeezing the inner thighs towards one another as if you had a block in between them. Take one more inhale. And then soften down as you exhale. Now stay right here for a moment. You could windshield wiper the knees if you need to after a back bend. And we're all going to meet with the right ankle over the left knee, the left thigh. And gently press your right knee away. And then, if you need more, you hug your left thigh in towards your chest. There's a slight flex through both feet. And let let your left foot come back down to the ground. Open your arms out to a T. Take an inhale. Drop your knees to the right as you exhale. Looking for a side body stretch on the left side. Your right ankle is like a little weight on the outside of your left thigh or knee. Keep the pit of your belly pulled in. Relax your shoulders. And then you'll come back through center as you inhale. And now we take our twist. Drop your knees to the left as you exhale. Gaze to the right. Awesome, y'all. Breathe. And then you slowly come back through center. Unravel, unwind, hug your knees in. You might even roll your forehead up to your knees for that release. And then head, shoulders, feet back down to the ground. Left ankle over your right knee. Soft flex to the left foot. And let your left knee move away from your body, right away from your torso. You could stay right here or your reclined pigeon, right thigh, right knee in towards the chest as you nuzzle your left forearm towards your left inner thigh. Relax your brows, your shoulders. One more inhale. And your right foot back down to the ground as you exhale. Open your arms out to a T. Inhale. Drop your knees to the left and turn your face to the right as you exhale. And you'll come back through center as you inhale. Knees twist to the right, gaze to the left as you exhale. And then you'll inhale to slowly come back through center. And on the exhale, hug your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. You bring your forehead up to your knees. Take an inhale. If you need anything else to close out your practice, please feel free to do that. Otherwise, take one nice deep inhale here. And then as you exhale, open up out into your Shavasana. Just right where you are. Allow for your legs to extend forward and your feet to hang comfortably open. If you need to change the music to the second or the last song of the playlist, feel free to do that. Let your arms feel heavy on the earth, the palms face up. And the fingertips curl in towards one another. Your legs extend forward and your feet hang comfortably open. And allow for your entire body to completely release here. As you close down your eyes and rest. if what you need is to be here longer, I encourage you to just tune me out and stay right where you are. Otherwise, begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And then reach your arms up overhead as you inhale. And hug your knees in towards your chest as you exhale. You'll roll over to the side of your choosing. Or slowly roll up to your comfortable sit right where you are. So we take that final pause, that moment to be grateful for our bodies and what they do for us today, to be hopeful for tomorrow, and to continue this willingness to show up and do the work, right? To do the work. So thank you very much for being here this morning. I will see you on Wednesday at 4 p.m. for your All Levels Flow. Let me know if you have any questions, you need anything specific, I'm here. Otherwise, peace be with each and every one of you.